Hello and welcome everyone to a live post at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Today is TWS Vet Day. Happy to have everyone along with us. We are seeing two rescued patients today. On the table first is a cat who we might not often see on live posts. She is rather elusive. This is Serval Fiona. So welcome everyone. Happy to have everyone with us. Today is TWS Vet Day. That is Serval Fiona on the table, up for an annual wellness exam. Her companion and habitat mate Bruno is next up on the docket. So we'll be doing another live post after Miss Fiona has concluded her wellness exam. You can see Dr. Camper taking a look at her teeth. We're going to be updating some vaccines. And obviously doing everything that we would need to do during a wellness exam. Probably doing some blood work as well. We're going to be just kind of checking her overall body condition and just ensuring that everything is well with a cat like Fiona. So happy to have everyone along with us. Today is Tuesday. Serval Fiona is up for her general wellness exam. Bruno will be next. And so Bruno and Fiona, they got here about a year ago. So this is happening a year later. And from here on out, once they get these vaccines, Joy, our hospital manager, was kind of explaining it to me. Once they get these vaccines, when they first arrived about a year ago, they had their kind of quote unquote little kid vaccines. Today, Bruno and Fiona will be getting their quote unquote big kid vaccines, which means that they're going to be able to be seen on a 3-year basis as we normally do our wellness exams here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. So let me see what's happening in the comments. Laura Heath says, hooray for Vet Day. I love how that rhymes. That's right. And you heard me say that our cats are on a either annual or 3-year basis where they're going to be coming up to our on-site hospital for a full kind of makeup of our annual wellness exams, or that tri-annual wellness exams. And kind of like I mentioned, it's opportunities for us to get a closer look at their dental health. I can see Dr. Camper kind of just giving her body palpations and checking her body condition. You can see Joy, too, adjusting that kind of mask on her face. That's isoflurane. That's going to help keep Miss Fiona sedated during her exam. Hey, Laura Reed, thanks for joining us. Look at Kathy tagging everybody. Hey, Sue Button, thanks for joining us as well. I think you're going to notice when we see Bruno a little bit later today how much smaller Fiona's spots are than Bruno's. We know that Bruno and Fiona unfortunately have a similar path that led him here. My tongue is tied. That led them here to the Wildcat Sanctuary. Both Bruno and Fiona were found wandering, and Fiona was found in the state of Arizona. Bruno would have been Massachusetts. And unfortunately, this is a symptom that is all too common and something that I'm sure you have heard more than a handful of times during your stint of following us here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. And that these animals, like these servals, these small cats that many people are deeming as appropriate pets, are either escaping or being let loose and having to fend for themselves. Miss Fiona here, she had some cactus burrs in her. She was severely underweight, dehydrated, being in kind of the desert conditions of Arizona. And happy that she was able to find her way to rescue and come here to her forever home here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. But it's a shame to think that kind of the lost and wandering cats, and particularly the servals, is kind of a thread that you could draw through a handful of cats here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. I can think of Sebastian Serval as well, who was found roaming a Michigan suburb, or Detroit suburb rather. So glad that everyone can share in stories like Bruno and Fiona's, so we can help kind of continue our education towards what is an appropriate pet. We're so happy with the passing of the Big Cat Public Safety Act, but unfortunately, these kind of medium-sized cats like servals, which are very, very popular house pets for some, are not. So happy that you guys get to share Bruno and Fiona's story, share our post, and share how we can help make a difference for the little ones. Kind of been circling around here. It looks like her ears are getting clean. You can see that those serval ears are quite the package. You can even see Dr. Camper showing us the flashes on the back of the ears, which are going to kind of mimic eyes to help protect them in the wild. Fortunate to say that Miss Fiona has her claws. You can see how sharp those are. She'll be getting a nail trim today too, I assume. We always take a little time for some spa day. I can see Joy in the back checking her microchip. You would have maybe learned for the first time that every single one of our cats are microchipped during the lion spays. That was something we did with Stefania, Lacia, and Prada. And every single rescue here is microchipped. So we're going to be able to have kind of a digital footprint of these cats and them being here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Happy to have you, Lois A. No problem if you're late. And if anyone's just tuning in, this is Serval Fiona up for her general wellness exam. She came here about a year ago. I got to find a different angle. She came here about a year ago, along with Serval Bruno, who's up for his annual wellness exam. So glad to be bringing everybody along. We talked a little bit about Fiona's rescue story. Miss Fiona has going to be getting her updated vaccines. And now, as you can see, Elise doing some paw printing. We always like taking this opportunity to get a little art from our rescues. We know that you'll see a lot of these items kind of pop up on some of the auctions that we have throughout the year here at TWS. And let me tell you something about Fiona. We don't often get to see her on live post because she, really likes kind of steering away from the human action. She is certainly happy and content, but, she's always going to kind of choose her path when people are around, and that's typically maybe going and hanging out somewhere where we can't see her. So happy to see her on a live post here. But if I were to tell you the truth about Fiona, is that she is an absolute spitfire. I don't think that we have a serval here that I've encountered currently who is so kind of, just, unafraid to do what they want to do and show you who they are and what they are. And Fiona has got quite the hiss and is always willing to make you aware of, she says, hey, this is my space, and back off. And happy that Miss Fiona can get that type of respect here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Would never antagonize her or anything like that. But that's one thing that I'm proud about Fiona is that, she may be kind of hiding away, and you might think that she's mouse-ish, but she's far from that. She is a strong, bold, and fierce cat who does what she wants to do when she wants to do it, and makes it clear that she is the one in charge of making those decisions. So exactly right, Faith, the elusive Fiona, the Spitfire. Yeah, I didn't want there to be a misinterpretation of just because we don't see her that often doesn't mean she's got a big and bold personality, because that's just the darn truth with a cat like Fiona. You can see that they're giving her some sub-Q fluids as well. It's going to be an opportunity to make sure that she's nice and hydrated after her exam. Looks like some blood drawing happening here. And it's kind of the whole makeup, like I said. We're getting updated vaccines. We're going to be drawing blood. Dr. Camper was checking her dental health, checking her body condition, and just another TWS Vet Day. I'm so happy to bring everybody along with us, of course. And Miss Fiona clocked in at about 22 pounds today. Is that correct, Elise? 22 pounds for Miss Fiona. Man, quite the difference from the lion cubs that were here about a week ago. They were in their 60s. What was Prada at?
80 something?
Yeah, it was kind of spread across the range from 60, and Prada was all the way up to 80 pounds. So quite the smaller package in a serval like Miss Fiona. Bruno is up next. We'll be seeing Mr. Serval Bruno. He'll be having essentially the same exam, a little annual wellness exam. This is going to then put them on a tri-annual basis, so we'll be able to see them every 3 years. And I know a cat like Fiona wouldn't have any qualms with that. Kathy Ryan already wondering, I wonder how much Bruno weighs. That's a good question. I think he's a little bit bigger in stature than Fiona, but yeah, I'm curious to find out too. I'm hoping to see everybody when we check back in on his live posts. Christine says, great informative vet day. Thanks for tuning along, Christine. It always is so informative. I think you're exactly right, because there's just so much that goes in to providing the high level of care that our rescues receive here. And I'm excited because this is always new learning for me, being able to share it with our followers so they can really understand the impact that they have means a lot.
Perfect.
She's perfectly healthy, reports Dr. Campbell. I don't think we would have it any other way. And I think I'm going to be kind of wrapping up here. They'll be giving her some reversals, returning her to her crate to recover. She'll be recovering in rescue bay where it's temperature controlled. And then I'm sure her and Bruno will go back into their room together. But happy that we could bring you on to a TWS Vet Day today. It is part 1, as we'll be seeing Bruno here momentarily. But any questions that you may have that I didn't get to, always put them into the comments. Timber and I will go through and make sure we address any questions that some may have, or compliments for our amazing vet staff, compliments for Miss Fiona and how proud we are and how well she did during her intake exam. But for now, we will see you soon later this TWS Vet Day for part 2 with Serval Bruno. Bye, everyone.